Brad Holmes is speaking to the media, and we have a lot more clarity when it comes to Zadarius Smith, which I already talked about in a prior video, which you can check out on the channel, and also Jameson Williams. He went into Hendon Hooker, but we'll talk about that later on the show, competing with Kyle Allen. But the Jameson Williams situation to me is the most interesting, and I'll get into that. Jameson coming off 1,000 yards, really blossoming into the player that everyone thought he was and is now coming out of Alabama. He's electric. He's a big playmaker. The hands have improved, although that was the big thing Dan even spoke about. He might not have Amon-Ra St. Brown hands, but he has tremendous playmaking. The dude is a walking touchdown at any given moment. He's so talented. Like, no one's denying that. But the reality is, when you have a great team, you have to prioritize not only players, but positions. What do I need? What is important for us to be able to win a Super Bowl? That's going to be a hard conversation for a lot of these players because Brad Holmes drafts so well. He really does. He drafts so well. But the problem with that, I guess it's not a bad problem. It's actually a good problem to have. You have so much talent. You can't keep everybody. Even with the cap rising, contracts are rising. Players are getting paid more at certain positions. And I think everyone would agree, obviously quarterback, left tackle, but wide receiver is the premium position, especially in today's NFL, especially with the way offenses are kind of prioritized and how they're valued. If you have weapons, you're going to have to pay for those weapons. It's just how it works. And when you look at Jameson, a guy who's probably going to get another 1,000 yards this season, if not be very close and be a very good number 2 wide receiver, he's one of the best number 2s right now in the league. There's T. Higgins, Devonta Smith, Jordan Addison, Jameson. There's, Jalen Waddle. There's, guys you'd put in the conversation with Jameson. But what are the Lions going to do when it comes to paying him? And I have that answer. Brad Holmes talked about it today. The Lions are likely to exercise the 5th-year option for wide receiver Jameson Williams. Brad Holmes mentioned today it is heading that way, that we are most likely going to be doing that. Now, with that being said, I think we could all assume that was going to happen regardless. He's going to pick up the 5th-year option because he's going into his 4th year. His first year, he didn't really play at all. The second year, he had the suspension, and then he played 12 games, 300 yards. But again, he wasn't really in a ton of those games. He started in 10 of them. In this past season, played 15 games. He was suspended 2 games. But he put up 1,000 yards and missed 2 games. So, I mean, he probably would have been 1,100, a little over 1,100 if he played in every game. But he was really good this season. 7 touchdowns, averaged 17 yards per catch, longest catch of 82. Like, he made plays, made plays all year. His catch percentage went up from the prior year. So, for Jameson, he is a really good player. He's 23 years old. He still has a bright future in this league. But in my opinion, when you talk about guys that have to be prioritized right now, it's Kerby Joseph, right? Kerby Joseph has to be resigned, and safeties, they're going up, but you got to pay him. It's like a top safety. And then you have Aiden Hutchinson, pass rusher, actually a position I didn't mention earlier, which shame on me. Pass rusher is a premium. You just saw Myles Garrett get $40 million. Aiden, if he has a year we expect him to have, he's going to command a ton of money. That's just the reality. Jared Goff's already making a ton of money. Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, even though their contracts are actually going to age pretty well, they're getting paid. Aleem McNeil getting paid. Brian Branch, you're going to have to pay. And Brian, you're not going to let go, right? He's one of the best safeties in the league, just like Kerby. So you have to keep those guys. Now you have Terrion Arnold under contract. You have some of your other guys under contract that you hit on, Sam Laporta, but Sam Laporta's got to get paid, right? He isn't a first-round pick. Him and Brian don't have a 5th-year option. After really you want to get the contract done 3rd year, or maybe in the middle of their 4th year, their final year, you get it done. But you want to re-sign these guys. And to me, the unfortunate part of this whole thing, although I love J-Mo, he's probably going to be the odd one out. He just is. And it has less to do, it's not even trying to slight or diss J-Mo. It's not. Because I think J-Mo is going to command money, and he should. Right? If he gets back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and he's one of the most electric players in football with his speed and his playmaking ability, how much money do you think he's going to command? I would say north of $25+ million. You see what Devonta Smith just got a year ago? 27-ish million dollars. That's what's going to be around the number for J-Mo. And if I'm J-Mo, it's not always who's the best, it's when you get paid. And if he gets paid more recently than Devonta, why not ask for more? Like, I don't think J-Mo should take a discount. It's his first contract. He should get the most money he can command. Now, will he get it on the open market? I don't know. But I know one thing. The Lions cannot afford to pay him $27, $28 million while paying everyone else. You just can't. So the reality is, what is more easy to replace? Let me ask you guys. A tight end like Sam Laporta, who is one of the best tight ends in the league, an all-pro, one of the best safeties in the league, and Brian Branch, or Jameson Williams, who's a really good wide receiver too. But you're talking about a starting safety, a really good nickel, your starting tight end, or your wide receiver too. That's the reality. And I know people hate to hear that, but that is the reality of the situation. So it's something to follow. The J-Mo is not going to be gone anytime. I mean, he has another year. He's going into his 4th year, and then he has the 5th year. So he has 2 more years. And can a contract happen? Absolutely. I'm not ruling it out. But my gut's telling me you're not going to sign him to a long-term deal. So either you end up trading him or he signs somewhere else. He makes his money. I'm happy for him. Get your bag, my friend. He deserves it. I just don't know if the Lions will be able to afford it. And that's just the reality. But comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the whole situation. Jameson Williams and his future. Brad Holmes on the 5th-year option. Again, this doesn't tell me he's not getting re-signed, but it's something to pay attention to. And I like to get ahead of stuff. So that's why I'm talking about it. Like and subscribe, comment. It supports the channel. So appreciate the support. As always, get your merchandise as well. Got the official CT Sports hat on. Love it. And we will talk about it more tonight. But until then, I will catch you all. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.